Well, welcome back into the mid-Norfolk garden. Got some absolutely fantastic valerian flowering here. Love this plant because it is such a reliable repeat flowerer during the season if you give it a good cut back once it's finished. It comes in such a fantastic variety of shades and colours. This beautiful red, and then the mauve purples, and the whites version as well is really worth growing. See if I can find some of that. I'm sure we've got some in this garden somewhere. Here we are, just a couple of feet away. Still slightly shady here this morning. Sun's just coming up over the courtyard, and this is a self-seeded planting that every year comes up. Mixture of oxeye daisies, little wild strawberry, pink flowered. Doesn't fruit particularly well, but it's worth growing just for the flowers. Look at this mass underplanting. We've got the honesty seed heads forming here. A little bit of white mould growing on those. Don't know whether they're going to set or not. Aquilegia just coming to an end. Still good colour, but look at all the seed being produced on that. And then tumbling over this old wall. Indication of what I've got to show you next. Some absolutely fantastic roses which are doing so well this year. Let's go and have a look at those. Front of the conservatory, again a mass of oxeye daisies. And above it, just nestled in this corner, just look at the volume of flower and healthy new green growth on this rose. Just loving it here. It's a particularly beautiful rose opening with this lovely yellow bud. Gorgeous colour, and then as they open, fading to this creamy white before dropping, and the scent coming off this one, not heady but sweet. Gorgeous rose, growing really well, almost naturally unsupported here. Rambling through a little clematis, and then over the arch of the old gate, yet to do its thing, this Felicite Perpetu, just coming into bud now. This is an absolutely massive thing, giving you a little indication of what it's going to do when this explodes. Again, beautiful, tight, pink little buds opening to this pure white with yellow centres. Lovely rose. Exploding in this corner is this beautiful quartered climber, planted under a much older rose. At its base, just look at the size of the old one, which is towering above it. Now finished its first flush. You can see above it we had those around the window, and this old dark crimson one, again unknown variety, been here for many years. Just coming to the end of its first flush, but starting to regrow and shoot. That's going to be lovely again in a couple of weeks. And then round the corner, just look at the mass of this little pink powder puff rose. Absolutely covering this gable end of the old farmhouse, and planted round the corner, just starting now. You can see the red buds. An Albertine that's taken about 7 years to get established on this corner, but just about to explode into its full glory. But when it comes to a hedge of roses and a mixed planting, then this run at the side of the old vegetable garden this year is just absolutely incredible. The buff apricot in the front, mixed planted with this little reddy blue, much more delicate climber. Let's just give you a close-up of that flower. This little one is just a beauty, and some of you think it probably clashes with this climber, peachy colour, apricot really, but such a volume of flower on it this year. And then behind it, one of my favourite roses, This one starts off with such great foliage and those red stems. No disease ever on this. And then rewards you with these ball-shaped, massive pink flowers. Let me get my hand in there to give you some indication of scale. Again, classic rose scent. But if you want scent and you really want something that's going to impress and you've got the space, just look at that Paul's Himalayan musk just starting to open, running right the way through the old apple tree in the corner. Run on this rose is probably 10 metres, and the overall effect of this run of roses here this year is incredibly impressive. Just look at that, and the scent in this garden now the wind's died down, it's just heady. Roses this year are doing really well. Don't know what it was about last season that allowed the wood to mature well, but everything is flowering really spectacularly this year. Really pleased with this run, absolutely gorgeous.